welcome to a new segment I will be adding to my weekly readings for the foreseeable future. I am making some changes to how I do this as a result of some pretty intense level ups and breakthroughs. More on that later. That being said, I will no longer be doing astrology segments on my weekly reads. Tarot only. Monthly astrology on Patreon will now be tarot monthly readings. I understand this might seem like a curveball to some, but please understand with these latest shifts that have been happening, they've been profound, and I will go where my higher levels take me. However, I would like to make a point of saying here and now, me choosing to move from public astrology horoscopes is not driven by opinion. In fact, I will still be offering astrology for personal readings, just not horoscopes. Thank you again for so much of your ongoing support, and now let's get on to your video. Hello and welcome everybody, NICO Scarlet Moon here with your Pathwatcher report. Coming in to stay, we have a wave personified by the Empress and the Sun, a frequency vibrating the return of the pure self and a reclamation of the true journey. Not just this week, but henceforth there is an increasing feeling of release, a true return of innocence. Because of the breaking apart of distorted contrivances in the collective experience, this deep purification of the spiritual and emotional fields may feel unsettling for some during this period, but only at first. This is the elimination of constructs dependent on artifice, scripts, and illusion. This is both euphoric and disorienting in the beginning. However, depending on an individual's level of consciousness and what they carry in their energy fields, acclimation times may vary person to person. Consider the Sunday Unity meditations I have been sharing of late for a chance to lean in to these frequencies and adjust. I'll include links in the down bar below. Cyclical experiences are being rerouted to more natural and forward trajectories. Conscious creation and co-creation through intent and focus are getting a tremendous amplification. Many of us felt this new wave kick into high gear mid-last week, February 25th to 27th. Feel the freedom from imposed experience. Allow yourself time to connect and take on this new level. Feel the return of that early life childhood connection to truth. On a personal note, since about the 18th of February, I've been having recurring dreams and flashes of a friend I have not seen nor spoken to since we were 7. If you're watching this, feel free to contact me through the Scarlet Moon Facebook page or my Instagram at ScarletMoonNico. Hello Aquarius and all identified Aquarian Sun, Moon, and Rising people out there. This is your weekly tarot reading for the week starting March 2nd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Of course, you can always just simply follow the links below as well. And I do want to restate and remind that even though I am stepping away from doing general widespread astrology, I will still be offering that as a service in one-on-one sessions, okay? So just keep that in mind. I already know I said it once, but you never know who's skipping these things. So now I've said it again, and now it's your fault if you don't know. So what is going on when it comes to the week ahead? Well, we've already talked about the incoming wave, right? What's applying to all areas of life. It's not just here for this week, it's here going forward, and it's also affecting everybody, not just one specific group. However, for you and your archetypal theme or the overarching feel of this week, going on in all interactions and all your doings, is the High Priestess upright, which is actually incredibly good because we actually have this sense of a guardian stepping in for a lot of you. And this High Priestess does feel like a mentor archetype stepping into a number of different spaces, sort of helping you to skip ahead, get through, move quickly through a lot of spaces that have become stuck or become confusing. I'm actually getting from the High Priestess, this is ultimately somebody who is coming in to do corrections of your course, or maybe reorient your course in ways that are in the highest interest of all concerned. With the High Priestess upright, though, you have to remember that this is not somebody who is coming in as sort of like a personal sort of, how would I phrase it? They're not necessarily coming in with too much thought to what your lower levels might be invested or attached to. However, I think due to the impartiality in the way that this energy is going to be working for you this week, you could probably trust that better than to somebody who is just trying to kiss your ass. Because with the High Priestess upright, it does look like this is going to show up as multiple different people, multiple different opportunities to immediately start kicking things in a new direction. Remember, the High Priestess is all about knowledge, truth, revelation, but also at the same time working in a space from a place of expertise and the ability to actually see farther down the road than other people and to see truth in other people as well. When you go through this experience, you are asked to please allow the advisor to advise you. Remember, you always, as with everything, have free will. I do not believe in fatalism. You do not have to take the advice. You do not have to listen. But at the same time, it might not necessarily be in the best interest for you to maybe ignore what could be quick shortcuts and very strong advancements that could come to you this week through listening to this new, I guess you could say, intervention that is coming your way. Now, moving on to news and arrivals, we have the Ten of Pentacles upright. And it totally looks like a lot of you Aquarian people are getting a chance at sort of a brand new sense of prosperity coming through what seems like either a new stomping ground, a new home environment, a new working environment. The Ten of Pentacles is ultimately being gifted as a bit of a bounty to you this week, and I'm feeling this is actually going to be coming with the arrival of a new person in your space. You are welcoming a new influence into your life, and what they are bringing is that energy of that Ten of Pentacles: stability, longevity, form and function, and of course coherence. Because the Ten of Pentacles is all about bringing in the gifts of multifaceted abundance. And what we see with the news and arrivals coming in, and I'm actually looking at this picture, I'm seeing the lady in the picture approaching you as though she's walking into your house with these gifts. Now, it may not, don't get too literal on me here, right? You know better than that by now. But this does show a bit of a picture where somebody is helping to actually come in and completely, demolish and renovate something in your space that is ultimately going to take you and your nearest and dearest into a new platform of prosperity. Now, this could, of course, go beyond just simply money, but what I want you to do is listen to what is happening here, because I get this weird underlying feeling that it may rub against some old impressions. It may rustle the feathers of maybe some voices in your head, maybe from influences past, advisors past, conditionings past. Sometimes we must face that test. Are we more attached to the devil we know, or are we going to welcome in, perhaps, this angel? As we move on to material and business, we have the Queen of Cups upright. Very much a theme going on here with helpful people. The Queen of Cups is showing up here as it looks like something is coming to nurture not only you in terms of sticking up for you, but somebody who is actually, I feel, funneling opportunities, connections, resources, or maybe even a position to you this week. Because I feel like this Queen of Cups is very much carrying in line with the High Priestess energy. This is somebody who is either taking you under their wing or utilizing their clout, their influence, and their connections to elevate you in stature. But you have to understand, with the Queen of Cups, very much like the High Priestess, the initial steps, while she is doing this, or while this person, might not be a she, is doing this for you because they like the cut of your jib, you also have to learn how it's done their way before you hybridize both approaches, yours and theirs, and make it your own. This is ultimately going to be a bit of a character shift, I think. Not necessarily something where we don't listen to who we are or we kind of squash down our true expression, but rather start to alter or change what we do with that expression based on the refinement opportunities coming through this new person or this new influence. The Queen of Cups is going to be giving you something quite generously this week, and I feel like ultimately all you have to do is be okay with stepping out of maybe a life stream, lifestyle, or maybe a life circumstance or pattern that you know might be incompatible with what is being offered. You learn the difference. You learn the law of vibration. You now get to see what is alignment really all about. Moving on to love and relationships, well, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, and a lot of you Aquarian people may be dealing with some issues that are, looks like they're actually coming up based on either somebody from either a partner's life outside the relationship or your life outside of the relationship is ultimately attempting to maybe hold something down. I feel like with the Queen of Swords reversed, somebody is attempting to hold you in a past or hold you in their association. It's really strange. It's almost giving off the vibe of, say, like a friend or an ex who is maybe afraid to, or a family member even, that doesn't want to necessarily see change in the people around them. With the Queen of Swords reversed in a lot of cases, this could absolutely have to do with somebody perhaps not finishing wallowing or going in circles in their own way. Sometimes people have a very difficult time being very fluent when it comes to how they understand what people are saying and feeling when they get into this state. And with the Queen of Swords reversed, this could also indicate possibly a situation where we even have to help a partner who may accidentally get there. You know, sometimes when it comes to people, they get triggered or they get set off, and all of a sudden they go back in time and they paralyze in their development because their life is about nostalgia and mourning. And I feel like this is a week where we have a chance to do some serious healing work with this, as long as we understand that there's no therapy to be gained, no therapeutic experience to be gained by simply going back and having the same revisit, the same spiral, the same circles of going over a story that is gone and done, whether it's with somebody else or maybe, again, a partner getting sucked into that maelstrom. For new people, if you're available, I want you to be very, very careful this week. It doesn't mean that anything good can't happen. But with the Queen of Swords reversed in a lot of cases, there could be a circumstance where people are bringing old business to people who deserve to have a clean slate. And it's very important to remind everyone that you deserve the clean slate you have when you walk into a new situation. It's okay. It's never any new person's responsibility to absorb the shock of the old for another person. If they choose to volunteer to do that because that is how they want to do it, then so be it. But don't let it be something that is volunteered for you, okay? And as long as you draw those boundaries and those are respected, then things should be just fine. But with the Queen of Swords reversed, I'm not sure where this is occurring. It's time to start setting some limitations on how many times we can go over the ruminations with anyone. So that is what I've got for you, Aquarius people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com.